Have you ever wondered why 20 years ago you woke up in your jammies and you heard a noise, and as you traversed the dark hallway you found one of your parents crying, and they wouldn't have cried in front of you, but for this moment you see them crying, and if you were to have said something they likely would have lied to you or told you something comforting about why you're seeing that happen? Well, that likely happened because they didn't know why Hydra briars always rush Titanic, and in this video I can cover that for you. Now, I'm not some nerd math major about to talk to you about numbers, but let me talk to you about some numbers. I will say Titanic usually does better, because when people make mistakes they're not as drastic. This guy didn't dive 1v4 and any damage from 4 people would kill him, right? It's an opportunity created by, hey, I saw that he's 1 frame too close, and because of that I can bang out and deal like 40% of his health, and then utilize the fact that he's lower health to take my team into a team fight, or a dragon or a neutral, and utilize that health loss more than just a flat out big kill because they happen less in high-elo. The second main reason is just the fact that being tanky in the jungle role makes a lot of sense because your mid and AD carry should be building full damage, where sometimes you gotta supplement it. Now, of course, if you have a frontline support and top laner, you can find a way to go full damage jungler, or if you're an assassin because they're broken. But the real point is the fact that in the jungler position, more times than not, having some form of tankiness will be very valuable. And Botrk can get away with that if you snowball into your Botrk, buy double ruby crystal, and now you're a 1v1 machine, and you're just tanky enough to make it work, but flat out just having tank stats off the jump through tunneler or giant's belt and so on will just flat out have value because they should be building damage and you should be tanky enough to allow them to. I do think that Masters is in a weird spot where like a lot more niche strategies can reach Masters, and because of that it's not always like fair to just look at Masters but to look at all of the ranks, right? Look at how GM's doing and Challenger's doing and so on. So for this example, like you can see there are times when Botrk is doing better than Titanic on a given patch, and because of that some people are like, hey Logan, does that mean Botrk is just flat out better? And which I would say a lot of high elo briar mains are just seeing a Botrk lobby and then building it, whereas Titanic would be your baseline and that's going to tank some losses sometimes, whereas when you build Botrk in a Botrk game it's going to have some good value. Now if we were to look at GM, I'm going to scroll down and we're likely going to see it keeps getting a little bit better and more skewed towards Titanic because again the amount of mistakes that Botrk is able to punish stop happening as much, and because of that it doesn't snowball out of control, and then the consistency of Titanic ends up coming to light. And I think that's very important to know that I myself care a lot about consistency in my grind. That's why I go Inspiration Runes, that's why I go Titanic, that's why I go the same build every game, because I love the consistency that brings, and because of that I think it helps you climb. So to wrap up the main 2 points, it's how common the mistakes are and how drastic they are, and then how much it enables your team. But either way, done yapping, let's get into game and I can teach you a little bit more. Alright, now that we're in game I can teach you guys a little bit more, so I like to actually do this ward right here. And this will basically show me what they know about my start of the game. Now, with something like Titanic and a really expensive build, you need to be cycling camps, so Raptor Start ends up being the best thing. You could do Buff Start if you wanted more time to gank, but for the way this season plays out, full clearing is really good, so I would urge you to learn this ASAP. But now that we're in this game, I will say my roommate is home. We're snowed in, so you will have to hear some background noise. It is what it is, man. We gotta accept it and keep rolling. But yeah, nothing too crazy about this clear. I mean, you know, as long as you practice it a little bit, the old full clear guide is still like up to date enough to let you do this. I actually don't think anything of Raptor Start even changed at all, other than give or take like 1 auto on Gromp. So you have everything that you need. But again, we want to cycle camps to get to 3,300 gold, which is what makes free boots actually pretty valuable, because you can get to that, you know, that point in the game where you don't have to buy boots, and then it's 3,600 gold to get to Titanic to unlock your gameplay. He has red buff right now, so you know that he, in fact, started that shit, because he didn't start Raptors, right? That should be fine. Nice. I wonder what he's going to do. I can't tell if this is a gank or not, so for now I'll hover it, but I don't like hovering this. I would mostly urge you to just greed your clear. He's going to go invis, but we're on the patch that fixed Briar chasing down Viego like that. So you get his flash for free. One of the main reasons why I'm okay with something like that is because I'm directly interacting with the jungler, and there's no way I die. So it's really like a few seconds off my clear, which if you do that 10 times in a game, it'll definitely add up. But we're still on time for basically everything that we need to do, and we know that he's pathing topside. Which means that we're not in jeopardy, or rather, the crab is not in jeopardy, which is part of our game plan to get to the 1225 gold. Because if you do a full clear plus crab plus raptors and Krugs again, you end up getting enough money for Tiamat or Tunneler plus Pink Ward, which is actually like very, very important to decipher the difference between the two, because Tiamat does 160 more damage on a standing still target, and Tunneler comes with the bonus HP. So it's good to think about what you're going to be doing next, and then try and plan for it, and or just look at your team comp. So he's actually late to the crab. I've already finished it, so I'm first to this gank. Q and 2. Nice. Q3. And we're going. He should line up his Q3 with my Q. That's okay, as long as I don't lose too much health to get invaded. You can actually see him now. Now, taking that mid gank does leave you in a weird spot where you have to use this Scryer to dissuade their jungler from invading you. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hit that. And now he's likely to just start recalling, because he knows that he's seen. He knows that there's no element of surprise. And, you know, that's going to make him basically think like, all right, I need to rethink my game plan. Now, again, we're taking some small strolls here and there, but you notice we're getting right back to our camps. And that is the #1 way to play this build and jungle this season. So it's 2 birds, 1 stone, where now you see we're at our minimum 1225, and we have a little bit more because of all the time I've been walking. So again, I think that I'm going to be skirmishing right now, so I'm going to go Tunneler instead. And the idea is that, like, if I had a Galio mid and a Nautilus support, maybe you can greed the Tiamat and be the damage dealer, let them be the tanks, right? But, you know, this one I got Senna, Lux, and Yone. 3 people that are not trying to frontline for your boy. Now, you can use the W and desync with the wolves here, because you're actually going to E first, auto W, auto Q. It's good to get your E on cooldown. If you ever beat a camp to spawn, like if you're inside the pit right as it spawns, just start with E. It helps your W2 to deal more damage, because this does execute damage, missing health damage. So again, that's kind of what we're doing here. E, auto, W, auto, Q. And just let it go. Oh my god. I've never seen a Yorick lose to a Kayn a day in my life. But, man. So right here, you basically just decide, what do I do with the 50 seconds till my Raptors, right? And you either take the gank, of course, but the most important thing that you have to do is decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to recall and go stand at the top crab, which I could have done? Am I going to start the dragon? Because I have Prior right now, I'm going to take the dragon play. But this is a Titanic video, but not jungle basics. But the TLDR is that, again, I need to not jeopardize my Raptors at all. So we're going to have to kill this and then immediately run straight there. You can see they're starting to spawn soon. And we assume Viego is topside right now. Good. And now you can see, right, I'm not going to take a recall. I'm not even going to waste a single second. I'm going to go right to the Raptors. And again, you find your timers between these things. If he actually gets zoned off of that, we would probably make our way. But we're just going to hope that my boy doesn't die here. I need to check my top laner's wave state, make sure that he can't die. Okay, it is pushing back to us. Yone's going to get ganked here. You could match it with ult if you wanted to. I don't feel the need to. I just want to stay on my camps here. And you can see, man, you stick to this game plan. And this is why people say, like, oh, dude, I played Titanic. It feels so bad now. And it's like, it's really just your fundamentals weren't as locked as you think they were. Because you need to be, like, very good fundamentally to make this build work as it should. And that comes with really good farm and really good decision making. So right here, I can actually choose to help him. Yeah, so they're going to go here. I'm going to shoot this, and then smite, and then start walking. They heard my ult and ran. Now, going wolf is actually better here, but I needed to make sure that his top wave went in, and I just hovered just in case they overextended. You don't lose so much in doing so I think it's good. We're going to keep sending it through. Now, we did get dragon, but this leaves us on the opposite side for grubs. So now you kind of just hope that he doesn't snap start them and you get a chance. I'm going to take these 3 camps, and then I could make my way over to them if someone had a ward. But if no one has a ward, I can't make a play off vision or information that I don't have. Unless it's just pure, I'm okay with taking a prediction at whatever cost it could be. But what happens first? I get these camps. And again, if you assume that he's going to slam grubs here, you can just hard play for the bot gank. But you actually see him there. And because of that, I'm going to hope that they don't die. And then I'm actually going to greed blue into grubs. So I'm even going to use smite here. Hop back, get that done. You know he's standing bot. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to kill Senna and then take Senna and then go for Lux. And we just died anyway. That's okay. It's the way to carry. You could not go to grubs and actually take his bot side camps here or the mid gank. Her living is actually kind of crazy, no lie. Nice. Perfectly played. Unfortunately, we do lose our Raptors, our Raptor invade to go for that play. I'll take the play any day over that. You could go for the hop into the pit and do that, but if it was warded and they knew that, then their whole team would walk with Shaco and Viego Kane. So you have to be like kind of smart about what you think they just did. Like when Kane walks to the river there, what is he doing? If he's not killing a crab, and he doesn't think I'm on grubs because he sees me mid, then he's likely warding. And again, this is how you don't fall off with Titanic. I'm showing you guys this is how you got to do it. You have to be constantly feeding in the money 24/7, or else. He got turret aggro. I was sitting here waiting for it. He doesn't have ult, so we're just gonna kill him for free. We could kill Kane right now, to be honest. I'm just going to try and take damage. I don't think we can full kill without Yorick finding like a way to hit. That's okay. It's not bad at all. Looks like Viego Cassidy are walking to these grubs here, and I can't really humble both of them right now, unfortunately. Might have to flash here. I mean, they definitely were really prepped for that, you could see. But I tried to greet it anyway, and they caught me lacking for sure. We have to give grub Jacko there again. I need to get my Titanic to set up this dragon correctly. You could just recall and go stand in base. I think I'm gonna go for the crab here, because I want the crab to set up my dragon attempt, so I can do this and then take the recall. I think his red might be up, but I want to play for this spike really hard. First item super important on Briar. And you can see we're up a ton of farm because this guy can't handle the cycle here. He can't handle my cycle. Maybe at a different time of the month. Now, if Shaka wants to run around to be annoying, die top, and then go back top again, there is some loss, and it's on the AD carry side. So Caitlyn's actually eating the brunt of Shaco's, game plan. Where, look at that bot turret. 4 plates, turret dead. So it's okay to accept damn, I have to give grubs there. What the hell? We're stronger. What oh my god. Just know that not every trade is a trade of blows, no homo. Right? Like I don't have to hit you in the face, stab you in the back, man. Who's with me? So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're just we don't have to fist fight him at grubs to win this game. We can just do this. We can set up a Dragon Soul win con. I'm going to use a Vision ult here because I think Viego might get a little crazy on my camps here. If he doesn't go to my camps, that means he's likely going to his own, and you might get ganked by Shaco walking to his Raptors. So I'm going to just go to my top side here. But again, I think you've gotten the point at this what is this, 11 minutes into the game, about how serious cycling your camps is, right? You likely now understand why you are unable to make Titanic work. It's because you're not pulling the farm like this. And now I get the benefit of I do good damage because I haven't missed a beat, right? And I can frontline for my team also, which is the best of both worlds. If I was Botrk build, I would just be on Botrk right now. I wouldn't be tanky at all, so I couldn't frontline for this team. Right now I do great damage, right? It's not like we've lost a fight yet, or at least a fair fight. And yeah, it's all working out good. Now, you separately choose, are you tanky enough? If so, go pickaxe at around 900 gold, or you go double ruby crystal and pink ward. It's up to how tanky you feel. Let's go here, and we're just doing this right now. We're just hopping the top here. And again, if you look at my minimap, you can already tell what I'm going to do from this spot. It's hit my bot side camps, and then when I have no camps up, we're gonna make a play. 2, 1, we're good. And you can see Viego's just falling more and more behind as we go. And again, kills are like a one-time opportunity, right? Farm is forever, and me cycling my camps, right? It's going to keep happening, and it's going to keep happening. So anytime that he goes somewhere and doesn't get a kill, he is now feeling the bigger pain that is not hitting your own camps. Because there's consistency in me farming like this, and that's going to help your climb. There's inconsistency of just taking ganks, because it's like, what if your team messes up, man? What's your plan then? And now we've turned that into 40 farm in 2 levels. And now that we, you know, at a certain point in the game, you start clearing faster, right? Like your mid-game clears are always faster than your early game. So this only continues to get worse and worse and worse. And now you can see he actually just realized, wait, I'm not even here for my bot side yet. Let my boy get his Q. Nice. Now we assume that Viego's going to make his way right here. You have to be careful looking for E into WQ there, because then they might run you under tier 2, so you gotta be a little careful. But seems like their team's taking to play bot side. Our team should likely answer this first. If he were to W, we would buffer our E, and yeah, that's pretty free. You assume Viego's here, because he's trying to confirm any bit of that side, of the side that we have winning fights on. So I don't have to overextend to take everything from him, because just taking one camp is like just flat out enough. You know, I mean, it's worth 200 gold, right? 100 I get, 100 he doesn't. Now this is where your planning can get a little weird, where like, do you take the full run to bot crab and then do your top camps, or do you do top camps to rift, or you start rift and then do full clear down? Yeah, that's kind of where your skill shows on what you think is the best right here. So I think getting this crab and then kind of reacting to whatever they do. We have no clue if they're there. Never mind, we know that they're not there now. And again, go take another gank, bro. I hope it works for you. But the reality is from this position, ganks get worse and worse. Now, going to Rift here, if this turns to a Rift fight, then 40 seconds isn't enough time. If there's no fight here, then 40 seconds is enough time for me to do both. So, me being greedy, but also in this game position, I feel like I can make this work. So, we're just going to do Rift here and then run straight there to Dragon. And you can see, man, I only fight for the neutrals that my team is happy to fight for. I'm not going to sit here and try and make every single one possible. Not going to happen. Now, right here, my team needs to recall before Dragon. I don't need to hit it ASAP. I can, you know, I can chill, man. I can wait until Yone gets back onto the map. He doesn't have TP, so I'm just going to take some more camps. So, in that position, I decided that Krugs was a bit too far. And because of that, like, we need to do something else. So we actually see Viego top. We're just going to start dragging now, because we know that he's not on it. This guy's going to get his extra Q. And we're going to start this now. And this is how you want to play Titanic, man, is just like this. And again, now you got the benefit, right? You're not at a massive damage loss because you're always ahead. You're tanky because you're playing the tanky build. And this game is so manageable with very low risk. Now we're on third dragon. Now again, 2 of my camps is 200 gold, 1 of his camps is 200 gold. So I would prioritize the invade here. So good. I think this is actually going to hide before I get it. Nice. Using Q there is actually better. Once the animation starts, it can go invis and it'll still damage. Here's where you likely don't want to look for a crazy play, because like this is where you throw, right? Is you try and do too much from this spot. Again, you're bleeding them completely dry. They can't do anything. Use Shaco Box to heal. So just keep low and slow, wait for them to just bleed out, you know? When you have figuratively in game shot someone in the chest, okay? You don't have to stab them in the face, right? Like you can just sit here and let them bleed out. And you know, maybe they'll do one last lunge at you, but I think you're doing just fine. So there's one of their plays where they're like, okay, let's send everything. So that's okay, we'll just answer. I'm not going to even try and get hit by any fear, any random things. Just going to let Rift do the work for me. Let Rift do the work for me. And we're just going to keep low and slow, man. I see a camp up. I'm going to ping him off because we actually already gained a lot. You know, one kill, again, 300 gold. This camp is worth 200. And this camp was promised me 3,000 clears ago. Now, their camps are always worth more than yours, of course, right? So I'm okay, as long as I'm getting his camps, I'm okay with leaving mine for the moment. You know, like, letting them stay up. That's chill with me. Take the recall here. And let's just get our last items here. I'm likely going Sundered Sky because I'm snowballing here. And you can see, dude, this is why I say KDA is fake, because we got the same KD, except I'm up 2 levels, 50 farm, and he's not even really that close to a second item, and I'm going to third. And again, you know, clear speed up. So I just cleared his camps. He can trek to our side and try and get to my camps without getting punished, which is an honestly pretty solid play. But the reality is that's like a landmine field, whatever. A field of landmines, because if he's seen by one ward, we know what he's doing. And there's no variance in what he would be doing. If he walked over this ward to my raptors, there's no variance. We know exactly what he's doing. Right? Now, right here, you can get punished sometimes if your team takes a big fight and just dies. That's kind of the Briar ult. You know, so I'll throw a random one. It seems like they're so weak they can't do anything, but send it anyway. And then I'll just try and pick up the next closest wave for my team. So that means topside. You know, like right here, your team will likely make their way to this, so always try and keep everything together. He's going to use W, so don't waste your Q. Q afterwards. He's going to immediately ult. I guess he's planning to run. He might just kill me, no lie. It is Red Cane. Red Cane with anti-heal can mess up Briar a little bit. I could have played that more defensive by E-ing better, but I kind of just thought he'd roll over, no lie. My bad. Now, what you should do in that matchup is sideways W, his W, and then hit a better E than that. But as you can see, I got a little lazy there. We can kind of out-heal cast it. I'm not worried about that. And right now, I'm kind of doing all like the manual labor of this game, where like I'm getting our wave states good, and it's like it's a thankless job, but it's an important one nonetheless, because now we have a second play, right? We just got Inhibulator on bot side. Now we just are able to take it straight here. We get this Inhibulator and then go to Dragon. And we're actually just going to pull back here. If they want to get that and greed, that's okay. I'm not willing to be too late. And we can get this Dragon Soul, then go to Baron, and life is good. And I just noticed my Cosmic Insight is above my free boots. What's that about? Yeah, man. This is how you do it. Not gonna lie, though, their team does some damage. But, I don't know, man. I mean, I think it is very important for some Briar players to realize that, like, You don't have an ultimate unless you hit it. Yeah, you don't have an ultimate that can hit until you shoot it. So, like, against Kane there, it's actually realistic to think that I would win that fight if I just hit him with ult. So maybe I should have used my movement to get him to cast W, and then with him casting W, punish with an ultimate. And that likely was the answer there, right? But, you know, whenever you just lose a trade, try and figure out what you could have done a little bit differently. That's one thing in mid lanes, like, showed me is how much I am not going for 1v1 ultimates when it changed everything. Like, 46 armor, MR, lifesteal, movement speed, that's a lot of stats, man. So that was likely the answer there, which is kind of like the thing, right? Just because I'm in a winning game doesn't mean I'm playing perfect. Oops. Now we are on 3 inhibs, Baron, everything. Now we just try and let the Baron minions do the work. So make sure that no minions can go outside of their base. You don't want, you know, like this minion wave just killing, taking this gold, doing nothing. It's not good for you. And here we go. And would you look at that? You get free LP going 2-0-1. But I do have most farm in the game. And again, that's the consistency of the grind, man. How much variance was in my game? How much? How easy could you replicate that game? Very easily. Thank you for the follow, bro.
Like this before.
And yeah, man, that's how you win games. That has to be a bot account, by the way. But yeah, man, this is how you do it. Now this turned into like a jungle basics, but the jungle basics is what allows you to play Titanic. So I would have liked to have more situations to show like, yeah, we burst him here and then we get the dragon because of the burst. But it is what it is, man. This video is too much of a gold mine to not just put in here. But yeah, that's essentially the basics. If you play like this, you can do whatever you want, and then life is good. Where you get the best of both worlds, where you're bursting people out, you're tanky, they can't kill you, and you keep it moving. So thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.